Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Thursday, February 10th, 2022. And I paused and said that like that because I talked with Props this morning, and he had to remind me that today was Thursday because my mind is caught up in the fact that 4 years ago today, I convened a group of department directors, division directors, and city officials that have anything to do with violence prevention, intervention, and in the worst case scenarios, response to issues of violence. And I'll be honest, I'm sitting here right now and I'm feeling weird. Jittery, hands are sweating, and it's just interesting because, as I explained yesterday, and I won't be redundant, but I lost my nephew in December of 2017. His mother, Alexis Smith, is going to join us this morning, and we're going to check in with her. Nothing formal. She was asking me to send her the questions and things like that, and I just want to check in on her because prior to his death, and I think the reason that I was so upset when it happened was that for years, ever since about 2000, for years, ever since teenagers, 20s, I've worked in spaces to prevent violence, peer education and things like that, and have assisted families when there were obvious gaps in city services and response when it comes to issues of violence prevention, intervention, and in the worst case scenarios, trauma response. And so to be someone that moves in that space and then fell victim through a hole because the city did not have proper intra-departmental communication. And I was lied to about the services that were provided to my family while I was out of town. And being familiar with what the services should look like, I was hot. And so out of that, talk with the mayor. Mayor set me up with the new incoming chief of health and human services. And let me park right there. We're currently in a transition. Health and Human Services is on its way over, I believe, under the supervision of Dr. Basola, who has been on here. And there are changes going on right now. And how are we ensuring, one, that if there is not an assertive and proactive manner in which the Health Commission is going to engage the community and those that have been worse impacted by the lack of proper prevention and intervention services and response to issues of violence, we need to be sure that we're at the table when these changes are going on. And so I met with the Chief of Health and Human Services and the former director of the Health Commission, and I told my sis I would call her at 9:08. So I'm getting ready to shut up and get ready to call her and just check in with her. And then again, in that meeting, text the mayor and said, hey, who's the 1-point person that will get your people out to talk with the community? And that was Dan Mohern. And he arranged that. And we're going to do that again. I've been in touch with the mayor's policy office. I've been in touch with those over at BCYF. And I think I mentioned it to Dr. Basola as well. But we're going to get ready to call my god sister. So let me just clarify something. Y'all know in our community, when we grow up with people and people that we've known before they were even born, they become family. And so Alexis is not my biological sister, but I knew her before she was born. Therefore, I knew Amin before he was born. And y'all pray.
Hello?
Balexis. Yes, I
Hello?
called you. Yes, I called you Balexis on the show. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sis?
Fabulous.
You're
I'm doing good.
fabulous.
Thank you.
That is good to
Mm-hmm.
hear. That is good to hear. So I I wanted to check in with you, Alexis, because though you've been doing a lot of work and the community is getting to know who you are, I think in the context of you and I's relationship and us checking in, I was sitting last night and Facebook reminded me of some things. And I reached out to you and I said, hey, can I call you tomorrow and just check in? And I did tell the folks a few minutes ago, we were checking in and you was like, James, can you send me the questions? It's nothing formal. I just want to check in with you, Alexis, and see how you're doing. And also, I wanted to highlight the fact that you and I did an article a couple of weeks ago, and I plan on doing one about you. And this is that you took your pain and you turned it to action. And I really wanted to just see how you're doing. It's been over 4 years since Amin passed, but I've watched you, and you've become very active in places of survivors and peace. And so I just wanted to I asked you casually 2 seconds ago, but how have you been doing over these past 4 years?
Well, I would say I've been trying my best to figure out how to navigate my everyday and get through this pain that is never ending of losing a mean by, going to school and working on getting my high school diploma for him and I because he didn't get to graduate. So it's been a key goal for me besides getting out there and trying to be there for others that is on the same journey of healing like myself. You know, by getting online, doing art, healing art, just getting out there every single day and giving someone to talk to. So I haven't been as active as I was before, but I've been making it a point to get out there and spend some time with the homeless, people struggling with other issues, and try to see if they do have some trauma surrounding gun violence and how I can link them to different networks to support them around their mental health so they can begin their healing journey and get into a different place than where they are when I last seen them.
Alexis, you can't see me, and I don't know if you're watching with the a phone turned down, but I'm smiling. And there was going to be tears a few minutes, and we've talked about this. There was going to be tears a few minutes ago, just because I think everything just kind of hit, what's happened, Amin's death and whatnot. But I'm smiling, and it's a different type of tear that wants to roll because I'm really, Alexis, I'm proud of you. I know what you did before and the services that you were trying to get into place before Amin passed. And I also have seen you prosper in the space of helping people. And so it's good tears. Because I'm very, very proud of you, Alexis. We're both familiar with our upbringing. We come from humble beginnings. And I've seen you, just the art that you talk about, the art space. I didn't know you were directly, now working with the homeless and things like that. And so you've taken pain and turned it, and you were actionable. Let's keep it 100. Before Amin passed, you was very actionable, in trying to get services for him. But you mentioned in what you said you were doing that you wanted to be able to allow people to talk, but then also meet them and help them on their healing journey. If there's someone that's listening right now, Alexis, and you had the ability to speak to everyone, who's on a healing journey, specifically in this space of losing their only child, what is it that you would say to them?
I would say that the honest truth is every day is a challenge because your child is so close to you, especially if you're a woman. You carry that child for 9 months. So it's a everyday challenge to get up and get out and do what you need to do. But I want you to keep in mind that you are someone's child. You have parents, you have family, you have siblings, you have friends, you have other people that count on you. And you also have yourself that's counting on you to get up and get out and still fulfill your dreams, still go to school, go to work, eat, shower, brush your teeth, find some music that you love, do some meditation, yoga. I don't know what kind of things that get your inner core motivated so your body will move. You have to be your own motivation at times. You have to be self-reliant at times because other people are busy doing things to make a difference as you're trying on an everyday basis. So I just say that it's so vital for you to learn and figure out who you are and how your heart beats and find things to help you calm it when you're trying to do everyday responsibilities because we don't want to fall behind. Falling behind affects us. So loss makes us fall behind, but we can get up and get out and make things happen because our loved ones are watching us and we have to keep in mind, we told them when we fall, get up, try again, get up and try again, keep going, keep going. So the same thing you tell your child every day, I need you to tell yourself that same thing. Get up, try again, get out, keep going, and motivate your mind with love, peace, happiness by searching for your inner peace and happiness to blossom once again when things are happening that we don't have control over. And, it'll get better, but it doesn't get easier because you and that child was attached for 9 months. So just keep in mind that you are someone's child and I need you to get up. I need you to continue to make yourself proud and your child proud, even though they're not here. And I know it means proud of me because I'm doing what I told him to do. Keep trying and continue to live life because it's meant to be.
Alexis, the strength and the wisdom and the lessons. I'm listening to you, Alexis. And we fuss, we joke, I call you Alexis and whatnot, but I'm amazed.
You're the only one who can get away with that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm amazed at your and I struggle with this word, Alexis, resilience, because people, and I'm sure you've heard it, Alexis, you're so resilient. But the way that you have become resilient is to go through this. And so, your strength is amazing. Rob is on, Rob, he's on, Misha's Rob. He's on and he's saying, I'm definitely proud of the person. Oh God, I call you Alexis, but there's some old folks in the room. So let's go. I'm definitely proud of the person Lady has become. And the growth is amazing. Tasha Carrington, who is on, and she's sending hugs and love to you. And I'm just checking to send encourage.
Thank you, Tasha.
Her too.
Sending my love back to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Alexis, I am going to figure, because I want to do an update. And I told the city we're going to do an update. 4 years. Can you believe it's been 4 years? I know with you it probably seems like eternity, or in some cases yesterday. But we're going to bring. Tasha says she loves you, Alexis.
Love you too, Tasha.
We're going to bring the. We're going to bring them back. There's a change in administration going on. And I mentioned to you before that what happened of the years of doing stuff and then coming into that space and after Amin's death and being pissed and all that, the community got to talk to the administration, and the administration share with the community. And so we're going to do that again and check in. And I would love for you to be a part of that on camera, because we're going to, I think it's going to be virtual, because I still, I ain't bringing together a whole bunch of people together in an inside space yet. But I definitely want you to be a part. You have to be a part of it, if you're willing and able, because it people need to hear from you, and so yes, about the experience, but I hope that someone listening today and anyone that's listening later will really be encouraged and strengthened, because I'm just amazed, Alexis. And when I talk to you these last couple of years, I'm like, oh shoot, you get it. And so I really
well, I feel
Go
like
ahead.
a lot of people over the years have, spent more time, trying to figure me out with their eyes versus spending time with me and really getting to know me. And if they have, they would know I'm a very loving person.
Absolutely.
My goal from a very young age was to become a doctor and save lives and help people. So this is something that I've been very passionate about in, walking towards since a very young age before becoming a mom. So, being there for Amin was a natural thing for me because that's what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, after things happened with him, it's something that I continue to do because it's something I wanted to do way before even becoming a mom. So it comes natural to me to get out there and spread love and show love and be a positive person. And I try my best to separate. Someone told me I have to separate my professional life from my personal life. And I really didn't know how to do that. So a lot of the times I showed up wrong because I didn't know how to, master that. But, within these 4 years of getting so much support from the Louis C. Brown Peace Institute and, meeting with other survivor women and other networks have really helped me grow and to blossom in my school as well, to separate those two things. So I'm able to do the work a lot better than what I, was doing before. And I love people. I love people, even though I've been through pain, even though I've had things done to me and happen to me. I can't let that take away all the rest of the beauty in the world. Everybody else is innocent. So my goal is always to find a way to connect. How can I connect with someone and share a moment with them? Even if it's 5 minutes, 20 minutes, you share a laugh, a joke, have a meal, take a photo together and just reflect on it. Like, hey girl, remember last year we did this? Have you noticed how much we've grown? You've grown. We're in a different place in our lives. And it's so beautiful that you have allowed me to go along this journey with you and experience your growth and you experience mine and we just be there for each other. So it's very important. I learned to lead less with your heart and more with the words that you've learned out through the years, from going to school and having conversations with people. That will help you to be more mindful of others and use your eyes more. You can see, you heard, but you can also see. So don't forget to see people where they're at. It's okay to come down and be where they're at. Remember, over the pandemic, I saw a homeless man over on Dorchester Ave sleeping. I had walked over to him and I said, would you like to have breakfast with me? And he said, yeah. I said, what would you like to have? And I went and bought some Burger King for us and I sat on the curb and me and him had breakfast and we just talked about life. And that was a beautiful moment for me because I know that I helped that man get up off that ground that day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen him since, but the point was to get him up off that ground. And I did exactly that. And he smiled and he shared a story about his family and what he had going on. So I shared some information with him and, went on my way. For me, that's the least that I can do. And he also gave me someone to have a breakfast with because I don't have a mean around to have breakfast with. I don't have a lot of people to, bond with because sometimes I think people misunderstand me. You know, even though I show up so together, I'm not that together inside. But on the outside, I'm very passionate about fashion. So I've been, working on trying to figure out what works for me. So I show up very confidently, very together. But inside,
we know
I'm very sad and need a hug sometime, need friendship sometime, need to go out and spend time with women. Like I want to spend more time with women. It's very important for me to be around different age groups of women and men because I still have a lot of years to come. So I need to keep learning from you guys and bonding with you guys because you guys are beautiful people. I don't like confrontation, so I'll hide out. But I'm willing to hang out with anyone as long as it's healthy and positive and we're going to be there for each other. Everything else is for the birds, as they say, right? I don't got time for the rest.
Wait, listen. We don't start because then we turn to Jimmy and Alexis real quick and they'll be kicking us off Facebook. But no, I really, and Rob got me wanting to get ready to say lady, but Alexis, I really, and Tasha said, yes, we can be so easily misunderstood. And so, Alexis, I'm going to reach out. I got to check with the city and I want to be, oh God, Rob said, James, she sounds like you. And Rob, thank you for that compliment. And what I mean by that is I am honored to say that you're saying that I sound like Alexis. Because Alexis, I was hot. And Alexis says, I'm thinking about it there from the hospital to the service to you were going around hugging and checking on us, hugging and rubbing our backs and you okay. And thank you. And Jesus, Lord.
Because remember I said I've been passionate about saving lives and being there for others since a young age. So it just showed up and, again, separating my relationships. I should have been the one crying,
Yep.
You guys, comforted me, but the professional person showed up like, okay, I got to be there for everyone. I got to help.
Can I challenge you, Alexis? Let me challenge you.
Sure.
That's not your professionalism. Because the truth of the Lord Jesus, I'm going to get started. It's not your professionalism. It's actually your personal. Because a lot of people are professionally employed in some of these spaces, and Alexis, we know that they don't do it right. And so it ain't professional, sis. It's you. It's who you are. And I know what you mean by doing what you need to do the right thing and whatnot. But I would tell you that's not professionalism. That's the person of who you are. And I'm about to get in trouble. Alexis, Godmommy needs to spend time with you, and you know who that is. Mama Java.
Yes.
So I'll reach out to you once we get the date. It'll be, a Saturday morning like it was before. And I just want to give the city folks at least a good 3 weeks notice because it's Saturday and we want to be sensitive. They have families too, and so, but I'll reach out to you.
You have to be mindful.
Yep, absolutely.
I learned to be mindful. If we want them to be there for us, you have to give that same support back to them so they can show up for us the way that we need. It's important for us to care about what's important to them too, because they're people just like us. They just have a different job title.
Yep.
So it's important.
It is. I heard something different there, and I'm going to behave because I'm very sensitive today. And so, Alexis, I love you. Please inbox Ma your number. She just said, please inbox. And Ma, I'll do either one of us will do it. But she wants to get in touch with you and spend time with you. So, Alexis,
that I will. And I want to say you are blossoming very.
Alexis, don't, please. I already done cried and turned, and I got red on today. And so, please don't make me turn.
That's okay.
I'm gonna get you.
Well, I have to let you know. It's important that you know as well. I mean, it's just not about me. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's about me, but it's about us as a
yes,
people.
Ma'am.
And again, I mean, it's important for you to know too, James, about how much you've grown and how wonderful you're doing. And, I'm very proud of you. And it takes a lot of courage to do what we do. So I have to give you your flowers. You deserve them. Don't object to receiving them either, or reject receiving them because you deserve to be praised. I mean, a lot of people don't a lot of people, I'm not going to say they don't. They're on their way to be courageous and do things that they feel or someone told them they couldn't do. So it's amazing to see and watch because, again, you're older than me, so you give me a male role model to look up to,
Wow.
someone to show me how to get things done in a way that I've been trying to figure out. So, you need to know.
You said you need to know.
Yeah.
I can't stand you right now.
And I thank you, and I want to say I thank you for showing up and being there for me and my family, and you are family, we're family, and doing things the way that you did. Again, what Rob said, it's like hearing you talk.
Oh,
But when I
Jesus.
saw you sitting in that corner, it was like looking at myself. And you were so focused on getting things done and putting stuff together. And the way that you separated yourself for that moment to do all that you've done.
Alexis, Alexis, hold on. I'm sorry. A light went off because what you just said about the professionalism and the personal, I got it. Based on what I got it, sis.
Got it?
I got
Mm-hmm.
it. I got it.
I could still see you sitting in that corner with that laptop. You were so focused and so determined, but you did it in such a calm, relaxed manner that reminded me of myself. Like, okay, I can do this. And this is what I need to do. Boom, boom, boom. And you made it happen. And it was just so swift and silent. A lot of those people are amazed by our family. Like, I did a whole interview with the hospital, and they were amazed. They said that our family was one of the most, I would say, willing to go with how things operate in a hospital when something that major occurs.
Yeah.
It helped them to do what they needed to do to be there for our loved ones. So they wrote, we did an article, and it was, that hospital was amazing.
Yep.
So I, again, want to say thank you and, for doing all that you have been doing, because as well as me trying to get the support that we need in a bigger way, your efforts have created that as well. So I'm proud of you and keep doing what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, man. And Alexis,
you were made for that. You are born for that.
Alexis, coming from you, it means so much. It means so much. And so I'm going to kick you off so I can find some more tissue and get myself together. I really love you, Alexis. And we have not formally done a public. We did a couple of things. I came over when you did the anniversary for our meme, but I can't wait till we do something publicly together.
We do. I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to starting. I do want to do a podcast, with different groups of people, different age groups, and I've been thinking about it a lot, trying to figure out how to approach it for our city, because we need to hear more voices.
Mm-hmm.
We need to figure out how can we support each other in a way that we can get more to come out of what we're doing. So, it's in the works. Okay. You're already getting it started. So
anything I can share
in the future of us doing something together that will, be healthy and good for what we're both individually doing. Because I know that times, we got to do what we got to do because of what we're doing. So we're going to find something. We're going to come together on something. We got to get Sheila on board too, because Sheila definitely stepped up and stepped out.
Yep.
And was doing a lot of stuff as well. So I want to make sure that we involve Sheila in that.
Yep.
Whatever it is that we do moving forward, because she definitely was out there putting in that work with the kids.
That event
while you was
she
doing
did.
something, I was doing something.
Yep.
Sheila was out there. She put together that Shea Blue event.
Exactly.
I was very proud, very happy. Like, yes, thank you. Because right now, I don't know if I could have did that.
Yep.
So I'm happy that she went ahead and made that happen for the kids.
Absolutely.
And it speaks volume to where her heart's at as well. So I can't forget about that work that Sheila did, even though this is about, but that was a part of that, the 4 years of what we've been doing. So I felt like I needed to acknowledge her because she definitely stepped out there.
She did
a lot with the kids.
You were at the meeting we had here, right? Or on the phone. Did you come here? Or was that? Oh no, I think that was with Tracy. But yeah. Let me behave.
Yeah.
I'm going to check in with you. I got to take care of some stuff next week, but I'm going to check in with you. It probably won't be February. I wanted to do it in February as far as that we need to know, but I'll check in with you about that date. And then when we check in about that, we can check in and email and stuff and put some stuff. I think if we start emailing and putting some stuff on paper, it gets the ball rolling. You know what I mean? I'm thinking this, you thinking that, okay, we cut and paste, put that there, and this is what it is. You know, so
sounds good. As that would be really great. Just if they did the community meeting in the community, and we sat down and we wrote down what we thought could be helpful to future change, and they wrote it all on the board and took it to whomever they work with to see how they can implement our ideas. So that would be something really positive and good for us to do, because that's really what the people want. You want to be heard. You want to know that what you're working towards has a future. You don't want to be vested in the wrong career and ain't nothing going to be blossoming with it when you graduate. So it's the same thing with life. You want to make sure that doors are going to open when you finish, when you step off when you get ready to step up to the next level in your life. You want to know that things are going to be flourishing and it's not going to be a bunch of obstacles. So,
Alexis,
simplicity.
This is a good segue to get ready to wrap up this part, because I had in my mind to say to you that Armin's death was not in vain. If you remember from that meeting, there were 4 things that were achieved in the city of Boston because of the transition that was going on. 200 additional $50,000 was dedicated to what's now the Boston response team. We worked with that meeting, helped and pushed Ayanna Presley to ensure the street workers, because if you remember, we took notes and sent them to the city. And the street workers at that point, they had a year of a clinical supervision, when they go out on the scenes. 20 stipend paid positions of volunteer people, because in that meeting, remember, we learned that it's still the community that until the police get there, it's still Aunt Susie that sees the young man get shot and comes and holds his hand. And so we learned so much there that day, and I forgot what the 4th thing was. Trust me, I'm going to go back in Facebook and look. But his death was not in vain, Alexis. There are still things that are happening at the Health Commission that from that meeting still have grown. And so whether you know it or not, you are impacting families that you don't even know. And so
I feel it.
It is.
I think I see it. I mean, I've shown up to different places of when things have happened, and just brought some candles and try to show my support with family, just on a volunteer basis, no one knowing what I'm doing, because it's what I do. I don't need all this other stuff following behind me. I want to be able to have that freedom to show up places as if I'm received, to, just love on families and be there for them. It's important. It's called community love. It's called family. We cross paths with each other every single day in the city. In some ways, at some point we had an interaction, even if it was a conversation. Like, I know that person from somewhere, but I can't recall. You might have just had one good, healthy interaction, and it just was so positive that every time you see them, your brain remembers them, but it's just not putting the finger on when time and the place that you had that conversation. I received a letter from the State House thanking me for the stuff that I was doing and getting out there to, just try to get access to the stuff that we've been asking, for, so that we can get further in our lives, further down the road than what is, and it shouldn't be such a struggle. Especially if you're willing to show up. Like I go to school, I'm willing to show up. I just need my teacher to help me learn the way that I learn. I learn differently from other people. I'm an audio and a visual learner. So I need both when I'm doing stuff. Some people only need one. A lot of people don't know that, or their teachers don't know that, how to teach them. And I'm like, listen, I'm an audio and a visual learner. I need a little extra help because I need to see that picture. I heard you, but I need to see the picture too. And once I see the picture, I get a broader understanding, and then I'm able to execute my work and get things done. Without that, it's a little bit challenging for me, but I know that I can do it if I show up every single day. So I just try to show up for the people, to show them that, listen, every single day, if I show up, this
you
is
can
what
show up
equals
too.
For you. If I help make you feel motivated and happy and positive, because one day I'm working out, the next day I'm cooking, the next day I'm going for a run, the next day I'm on my video, like driving my race car. I was on this platform, and I used to drive my race car and do different things because I know where a lot of the people were, they don't have those luxuries, So I just get on and talk to them, and they're like, "We love you. You're so amazing." I'm like, I wish other people loved me this much, but they do. They do. It's just we show love in a different way, and just because it's not that way, it doesn't mean that they don't love you. So yeah, a lot of things just make us think stuff that isn't real.
And that's what Bishop used to say about the acronym around fear, is false evidence appearing real.
Yes.
And so with that, Alexis, I want to let you know that you have a whole bunch of support here. Two things is one, I think you're familiar. DYC Rob is letting me know, and Rob inbox Alexis. DYC, the young people at DYC are trying to start a podcast. As you know, they are at risk youth. Maybe she can go speak with them and help them get started or do something with them. My senior graphics digital manager who was on today, he said he wants to apply himself to this. And so when you get ready and get to a point and your vision is, and not just he has more than digital offer, but when you get to a point where you want to see your vision, when you talk about audio visual, he'll listen to you, Alexis, and then give you a logo that just says everything that you said to him. And so he just said he wants to volunteer, and I'll take care of him to help with this. And so Alexis, you do have a lot of support here. Don't forget to text Ma inbox her your number. I'll do it too, and then I'll text you her number just to make sure all lines of I's are dotted and T's are crossed. But again, Alexis, I love you, sis, and I'll reach out and we'll get some stuff done.
I love you too. I'm looking forward to working together with all of you folks in the near future and creating a space for our youth, teens, adults, young adults, our elder members, because even I do a lot of work with my mom and trying to help her with the rest of her wonderful years that she has here. And, I don't want to forget about anyone. All of us need to be poured into. So what I've done at my place, I'd love to show the youth and just other people on how to even help them on an everyday basis to make life more simpler so that we can get done what we planned to do the night before. We can do it.
We have what it takes. Listen, we're going to end right there. That's it. We're going to do it, and we can do it. And so I love you, Alexis, and I'll reach out as soon as I get back. All right, hon.
All right.
All right.
Have a good day, everyone. See you everyone soon. Bye.
Bye. She messed me up. Do y'all just hear what's yeah, let's we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with you.
Your phone connects you to your family, your friends, your work. It keeps you up to date about the world around you. So why not use it to keep you and your loved ones safe? Now you can. Mass Notify can alert you to possible COVID-19 exposures right on your smartphone. It's anonymous and secure, and your location is never tracked. We're not out of the woods yet, so even if you're vaccinated, Mass Notify is a tool for you. Help Massachusetts reopen safely. Add your phone to the fight. Visit mass.gov/massnotify.
That was definitely, we didn't even, I look up as 9:42. We didn't even intend to go that long, but that was definitely, and maybe it wasn't just intended to, one, for her to talk, you all too, to get to know who she is as a person. So when you begin to see her name and what she's doing, you'll remember who she is here. I was going to go into a lot of commentary about the past 4 years, and I'll just leave it as simple as one, because my hand is hurting. I'll leave it as simple as this. We are in an opportune time in the city of Boston, in my humble opinion, to where there is so much transition and things going on that we have to ensure that, unsolicited or not, that our voices are intricately involved, paramount, and leading any and every and single solitary thing that has to do with any resident of the city of Boston, the state of Massachusetts, and to some extent the federal level, when we can have influence on federal legislation. And so, as our congresswoman often says, those that have been closest to the pain need to be closest to, and it may not be verbatim, but we need to be part of the solution making at every level, both being engaged with on the outside. And when people are going into municipal positions, it is just, it just does better for the residents of Boston that as people are going into positions and shifting around and being let go and all this other stuff, that there's a perfect balance where there are positions where life experience from this space is going to help better policy and legislation. We need the legacy of the work of old balanced with new innovative approaches. And so you can't disregard one for the other. It needs to be 50-50 right down the line. And that's across the board. And so with that being said, we're going to get ready to wrap up. Tomorrow is, thank God for props, because I convinced myself that today was Wednesday this morning, just because I think that we need to know. It was a powerful interview. It was actually supposed to be a 5-minute check-in. And it was a powerful interview with my sister, Alexis. And I will let you all know. I'm going to try to push the we need to know check-in Zoom, or we'll do it here, but they're going to come in on Zoom or somewhere. I just thought about that. I can props. We got to figure out some tech, because, or maybe we'll do it live and just cast it but not have guests. I'll figure it out. But in the next few weeks, we'll let you know. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we'll let you know the date. We are going to do a We Need to Know 4 years later. And that meeting will be, again, an opportunity. The city right now is forming some things, and I do have a few updates. I believe Dr. Rufus Falk, the Office of Public Safety, is being treated as a senior policy advisor. May not be cabinet direct, but my understanding is that Dr. Falk is checked in not only around these issues, but a couple of other issues. And I've shared with the administration that the mayor has to let every city department and division know that when Dr. Falk comes to them around anything to do with violence prevention, intervention, and things like that, they need to comply. That was the support he was lacking previously. Mayor Wu needs to put her foot down and tell these department division tell these department division directors and chiefs that their line items, their programming, anything that has to do with intervention, prevention, and response to violence, they need to check in with Dr. Falk. Also, he needs a budget and probably a couple of staff members. So I'm going to get off of here and be on my merry way. And that is it for me. Wow, you all went in this morning. I'm sorry. I need to share something with you all. And Belinda, thank you for the reminder. Yesterday, I shared I was a little surprised as I'm, on Facebook and I'm scrolling. And I seen seen a picture of a young lady since I knew her mother when she was a teen, knew her before she was born, and she's missing. And Belinda, thank you for the reminder. And so I'm going to share that picture right now, in case any of you may have seen her. So you know where to call. Let me just get this in a manner that I can share the screen. Okay, now let me just get it bigger. I don't want to distort it at all. This young lady is missing. Her name is Quatasia. I called her Tay-Tay. I think the family called her Tay-Tay. That's where I got it from. And she is currently missing. And so please, if you have seen this young lady, I'm going to bring up the information where you can contact Boston Police. Hold on for one second. All right. Forgive me, y'all. We're going to wrap up in 2 seconds. I just want to put the number up where you all can call to let people know. I mean, you can call 911, obviously. And she was last seen on January 25th, and BPD posted the picture on February 8th. And that, I don't know the details, so I'm not going to anyway, if you, and her full name is Quatasia Evans Gordon. If you see her, you might catch her attention and say, hey, Tay-Tay. If you have seen her, please call the C6 detectives at 617-343-4742. 617-343. I'm going to put the number on the screen. 617-343-4742. And that is the number to call if you have seen her. All right. Please call that number if you have seen Tay-Tay. Thank you all very much for listening in today. That is it for me. And we will see you. Props. Hey, Roro. I just saw your text. Sometimes destiny, I'll just leave this with Roro. Sometimes destiny, when it's right in front of you, you got that last wall to knock down. And even in this, to prove you are who you are. So Ramilda Pierre, we are proud of you, and we pray God's blessing and speed on you, and it's going to be all right. And I'll leave that right there. I'm sorry. I seen her name pop up, and she knows what I'm talking about, and we'll leave that there. Is that Adrian who I think? Is that the Adrian who I think it is? The major is throwing me off, but I think I know what Adrian did. If I'm going to be seeing you soon, Adrian Major, say yes, and I know that I'm that's the right Adrian. Some of these Facebook names y'all be throwing me off, and then when I see people, okay, so yes, all right, and then it's a shame because when I see y'all, and I know your government, but I instantaneously be like, yo, that's Props McFly. All right, I will see you. We need to talk. If we're gonna do it, we'll talk. All right. Thank you all for tuning in today. It was some strong brew. And I thought it was important to hear from Alexis and check in on her. And she wound up blessing us. Rachel, I saw your comment. I'm going. It is 9:51. I'm well over time. I think I got a meeting in a few minutes. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day.